Good morning or evening or afternoon, wherever you are. It's probably about 8:30 here right now, and I just got a notice on Facebook about being my account restricted because I posted something that that they didn't approve of, and my son from Pennsylvania messaged me because it said I was restricted from doing live feeds or live phone calls or a bunch of different things I was restricted for because I had merely stated what I believe. And I believe because it was a comment off a post that somebody had posted about Biden, and everyone knows that I am not a fan of Biden at all. It wouldn't matter if his name was Joe Smith. It doesn't matter who's running against him. It has nothing to do with anything but his credentials and what he stands for. It's a moral thing. It's not political. But watching his corruption and what he pushes and what he's trying to do with this country and from the cocaine in the White House, that everybody knows whose it is and where it came from, and there's a bunch of facts that back that up. That the only people that could have brought it in was people in the family, because they're the only ones that don't. Anyway, that's a whole other story. But the dealings with China, all that stuff. I mean, it's just one thing after another. His hatred of "Make America Great," whether you're a President Trump guy or not, or a girl or woman, or whether you believe that President Trump is a better choice than him. I don't know how you cannot say that. A rock in the middle of a garden would be better than Biden. Look at where you are now and where you were, 4 years ago. My pension for one has gone down dramatically, forcing me maybe have to work till I'm 70 instead of getting out of here in a couple of years like I was planning on it. The safety in the border. I mean, letting people come in that are not checked or anything, and they get phones, they get all this stuff, and you got veterans on the street, homeless veterans that don't know what garbage can they're going to eat out of next. I mean, that is just pathetic that we are taking care of other countries. Not to mention the billions of dollars we're sending over to Ukraine to fight a war that we have nothing to do with. And quite honestly, when President Trump was president, if he was president now, none of this would be happening. So, and that's a fact. That's a fact, because the 4 years that he was president, we didn't have any wars, and it was because he told them what was going to happen. Not this, we're going to draw a line in the sand, and when you cross that, well, we'll draw it a little further back. And I'm on a rant today because getting restricted, and it just shows me just how corrupt this country is. I was telling my son that I said, the thing about Facebook that I have a problem with is, the censorship, and it goes both ways. It's not just the right versus the left. They can. I've seen posts on Facebook of drag queens dancing on poles in front of little kids. I've seen, hate post against Trump, President Trump, hate post, and nothing. I've seen all, but you say one thing against Biden, and it gets flagged, and you get restricted, and the censorship goes both ways. Like, I don't. When somebody posts something about President Trump or posts something with drag queens telling stories that's offensive to me, and it should be offensive to every single parent in this country. But they have a right to post that. I mean, I think it's horrible, but you know what? I just scroll past it. I put a little hate by it or a little angry face, and I scroll past it. I mean, that's the great thing about what was great about this country at one time. You could say what you thought, and people just, if they didn't like it, they didn't like it. Here, everybody gets their feelings hurt. You got a transgender, a guy dressed up like a woman selling beer. You got all these, all these stores, putting up bathing suits for kids that have tuck things in them so they can tuck their genitals back if they want to be a girl. That is just sickening stuff. And I am against it all. Now, by the same token, if people post that kind of stuff, we live in a free country where you can say what you want. But you should be able to say against what you want too. If somebody posts something about, hating President Trump and thinking he's the worst president ever, I have a right to say, I don't agree with you. You go on some of these sites, these President Trump hating sites, and everything flies there. They don't censor one thing unless you go in and say something about Biden. If you say anything about, then you get censored and you get restricted, and that's just wrong in America. And that's why I hope in the next election that gets taken care of. And I don't care who it is. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I believe in the Bible and I believe what it stands for. And Biden is against every single thing that the Bible stands for. Every single thing. There's not one thing that he does that is backed by the Bible. In fact, everything that he does is not backed by the Bible. And for him to call himself a Catholic, people go, well, he's Catholic. I'm Catholic, and believe me, he's not Catholic. He's, you can say anything you want. I remember that Steve Martin movie, back The Jerk, and he starts, I was born a poor black child. Every time I hear him say he's Catholic, that's what I think about. I could say nowadays you can define yourself as anything. So now I can say I'm a little Jewish girl, and I mean no offense to anybody by saying, I'm just saying that's how ridiculous it is. I can define myself as anything that I want to define myself as. Not what God created me to be, which is a heterosexual male put on this earth to procreate and bring children into this world. Not bring children into this world to be persecuted and manipulated and lied to. Not for that reason. For them to grow up to be good Christian people. And that's my goal for all my kids. And I have 3, and they're great kids. I'm struggling with a couple of them now, but God will prevail in that, and I know that. So. But that's pretty much it for me. I'm on Facebook. Still, I'm restricted. They gave me a month of no live feeds, because they're worried about me because I said, and what I said was, if Biden could, and I believe this with all my heart, and I'll say it to anybody, anywhere, anytime, if Biden could do it, he would have all us patriots, and especially MAGA supporters, which I am. I'm a proud MAGA supporter. I love President Trump. I think he's the only one that can save this country. There, I said it. But he would have all of us in work camps. He would have us all in concentration camps, and that's what I said, and I believe that. I wasn't. And they said we want everybody to feel safe. How is that not safe? How is that an attack on anybody except Biden? I'm just saying that's what I believe. Who are they to tell me what I believe? And that is wrong. Censorship is wrong in any way, shape, or form. You should be able to say whatever you want about whatever you want, whenever you want. And if people don't like it, that's what I do on Facebook. If I go on Facebook and somebody posts stuff, I unfollow them because I don't need to hear that nonsense. I don't go on their page and blast them. I don't report them. I don't, they don't agree with what I say. I'm reporting it. I don't do that. All I do is just unfollow them, and I never have to see another post from them again. If somebody posts, something on my thing that I don't like, I don't block them. I just unfriend them. Like now, I can't comment on anybody's post because they're worried that I'm going to speak the truth and that somebody's going to go, man, he's right. And that's what censorship is all about, making people believe lies. And that's how they do it. They remove the truth through censorship to make you believe the lies that they want you to believe. So at any rate, that's the story on censorship. And if you're on Facebook and you wonder why I'm not commenting on your post or whatever, I don't know if I'll be able to send out prayers every day to people. I don't know if that's going to be able to be done or not, but if not, you'll know why. It's Facebook and their ridiculous censorship, afraid of the truth getting out there. So do your best to fight censorship. Don't give in, because my son goes, when I posted on Facebook about what happened and about the post, just so people know, my son asked me, he goes, "Can't you remove it? Can't you just take it down?" Because I said, they'll probably restrict me even further now. And he goes, "Well, can't you take it down?" I said, no. I said, I'm not going to, because that's what they want. They want you to take that. They don't want you to post stuff like that because they don't want people to know the truth. They want to hide the truth. Censorship is no more than hiding the truth. And so I told him, I said, when I post stuff like that, a number of people see it before they take it down or before they block it. So the censorship thing, they as long as a few people see it, that's all that matters. And it's not going to stop me from doing what I do. I get a bunch of messages from people saying, "Oh yeah, I get restricted all the time because they're posting the truth." And I tell people when people post they just got out of Facebook jail or whatever, I always say, well, you must have been posting the truth. You must have been posting something that they said, we can't let people see this. Then they might start thinking for themselves. They might, these people that drink the Kool-Aid and still think that this country's going in the right direction. I wish I could drink that Kool-Aid, because it would be much easier to just become one of the blind sheep following the wolf leading us down a path to destruction, because that's exactly what's happening. But and like I said, I have good friends that still think things are good. I have one friend of mine that actually said I like Merrick Garland. President Biden hasn't been indicted for anything. I mean, with that kind of logic, I just want to say to them people, I wish I could drink the Kool-Aid you're drinking, because it would be so much easier if I was just a mindless idiot, just following the flock down the path of destruction. But I'm glad I don't drink because I'm on the path to righteousness and following the Bible, and I wouldn't trade that for anything in the world. So. Anyway, I know I rambled a little bit, but as soon as that happened, I was just like, I'm going to do a podcast on this, because it's. I'm hoping this maybe someday just move to the podcast, and anybody that wants to follow me on the podcast can follow me on the podcast. But anyway, that's it for now. God bless you all. Have a great day and week, and I'm on vacation next week, so I'll probably do a podcast from there, maybe with my son, just kind of talking, and it'd be fun. So anyway, that's it. God bless you all. Thanks for listening.